1976. A kickboxer walked up to Muhammad Ali at a martial arts expo. Boxers are limited, he said. You can't use your legs. In a real fight, kickboxing beats boxing every time. Ali smiled. You want to test that theory? What happened in the next 2 minutes made the kickboxer realize that footwork doesn't mean what he thought it meant, and that the deadliest weapon isn't always a kick. May 1976, Los Angeles, California. The International Martial Arts Expo. The expo was massive. Thousands of attendees. Demonstrations from every fighting discipline. Karate masters, judo champions, kung fu practitioners. And, as a special guest, Muhammad Ali. Ali wasn't there to demonstrate, just to make an appearance, sign autographs, talk to fans. Boxing was represented, but it was mostly a martial arts event. Among the attendees was Danny Chen, 28 years old, kickboxer, trained in Muay Thai and Taekwondo, undefeated in 12 professional kickboxing matches. And like many martial artists of that era, Danny had opinions about boxing. Danny was at a demonstration area when he saw Ali walking through the expo, surrounded by people, shaking hands, smiling, being Ali. Danny turned to his training partner. That's Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, the greatest boxer ever.
Greatest boxer. But just a boxer. Hands only. In a real fight, he'd be limited. You really think that? I know it. Boxing is incomplete. You fight with half your weapons. We use everything. Hands, feet, elbows, knees. In a real fight, kickboxing beats boxing. Danny said it loud enough that people nearby heard, including someone in Ali's entourage. A few minutes later, someone tapped Danny on the shoulder. Excuse me, are you the one who said boxers are limited? Danny turned. It was one of Ali's people. Yeah, I said it, it's true. Mr. Ali heard what you said. He'd like to talk to you. Danny felt a rush of adrenaline. Was Ali angry? Offended? Sure. Where is he? They walked to a quieter area of the expo. Ali was there, talking to some martial arts instructors. When he saw Danny, he smiled. You're the kickboxer, right? The one who thinks boxers are limited? Danny stood his ground. Yes, sir. No disrespect, but boxing only uses hands. In a real fight, that's a disadvantage. Ali nodded thoughtfully. Interesting theory. You train in what, exactly? Kickboxing, Muay Thai base, some Taekwondo. I use my whole body as a weapon. And you think that makes you more effective than a boxer? In a real fight? Yes. He smiled. You want to test that theory? Danny hesitated. What do you mean? I mean, let's see if your legs make you more effective than my footwork. Right here. Right now. Nothing serious. Just movement. You try to hit me with your techniques. I'll try to avoid them using only footwork. 2 minutes. See what happens. Danny looked around. A crowd was already forming. Word had spread that something was about to happen. You're serious? Completely. You made a claim. Let's see if it holds up. Danny's instructor pulled him aside. Danny, don't do this. That's Muhammad Ali. I know who he is, but my point stands. Kickboxing is more complete. You're going to embarrass yourself, or I'm going to prove I'm right. They set up a small demonstration area. Someone marked a circle, about 15 feet in diameter. The rules were simple. Danny would try to land techniques on Ali, any techniques. Ali would only use footwork to avoid them. No blocking, no punching, just movement. 2 minutes. A crowd of several hundred people gathered. Martial artists, boxing fans, random expo attendees. Everyone wanted to see this. Ali removed his jacket, rolled up his sleeves. He was 34 years old, still in good shape, but not in fighting condition. This was between his fights with Joe Frazier and Ken Norton. His speed wasn't what it used to be. Danny stretched, warmed up his legs. He was loose, confident. He'd trained for years to use his legs as weapons. This was his advantage. Someone set a timer. 2 minutes. Ready? Ali asked. Danny nodded. Don't hold back, Ali said. Show me what kickboxing can do. The timer started. Danny opened with a low kick. Fast. Aimed at Ali's lead leg. Ali's leg wasn't there. He'd shifted his weight, pulled the leg back slightly. The kick hit air. Danny reset. Threw a high roundhouse kick, aimed at Ali's head. Ali's head moved back. Just enough. The kick passed in front of his face. Danny tried a side kick. Powerful. Designed to push Ali out of the circle. Ali sidestepped. Smooth. Fluid. Like he'd known the kick was coming before Danny threw it. 30 seconds gone. Danny was already breathing harder. Kicking requires energy. Each technique expends more calories than a punch. Danny knew this, but he also knew his cardio was good. He threw a combination. Low kick, high kick, spinning back kick. Ali moved. Not frantically, calmly. His feet carried him out of range. He wasn't running, wasn't backing up in a straight line. He was angling, moving laterally, making Danny adjust, making Danny work. 1 minute gone. Danny was getting frustrated. He'd thrown maybe 15 techniques. None had come close to landing. Ali's footwork was perfect. Small steps, efficient movement. Never off balance, never panicked. You're just running away, Danny said. Ali smiled.
I'm not running. I'm showing you what footwork means. Your legs are weapons. Mine are my defense. And my defense is faster than your offense.
Danny tried harder. Faster combinations, more complex attacks, feints into kicks, kicks into punches. Nothing landed. Ali's feet danced forward, back, lateral, pivot. He made it look effortless. Meanwhile, Danny was sweating, breathing hard. His legs were getting heavy. 90 seconds gone. Danny threw a desperate spinning hook kick. His most powerful technique. If it landed, it would hurt. Ali saw it coming. Stepped inside the arc of the kick. The kick passed behind him. Danny spun completely around, off balance. The crowd gasped. Good technique, Ali said. But telegraphed. I saw it in your shoulders before you spun. Final 30 seconds. Danny was exhausted. His legs felt like concrete. He'd thrown probably 35 kicks and punches. All misses. Ali hadn't thrown a single strike. Hadn't even raised his hands. Just moved his feet. Danny tried one more time. A simple front kick. Just to land something. Anything. Ali leaned back. The kick fell short. Timer went off. 2 minutes. The crowd erupted in applause. They just watched a masterclass in footwork, in defensive movement, in efficiency. Danny stood there, hands on knees, breathing hard, defeated not by punches or kicks, but by his inability to land any. Ali walked over, not even breathing hard, put his hand on Danny's shoulder. You're a good fighter, strong techniques, but you learned something today. Danny nodded, too exhausted to speak. What you learned, Ali continued, is that weapons don't matter if you can't land them. You have kicks. I have footwork. Your kicks are powerful. My footwork is efficient. You used everything. I used only what was necessary. That's the difference. The crowd was silent now, listening. Boxing isn't limited because we don't kick. Boxing is focused. We master distance. We master timing. We master angles. You think adding more weapons makes you better, but sometimes mastering one thing beats being decent at many things. Danny finally caught his breath. I underestimated you. You underestimated footwork. You thought it was just moving around. But footwork is everything. It's offense. It's defense. It's control. I didn't need to hit you. I just needed to not be where you were hitting. Can you teach me that? Ali smiled. You just had the lesson. But here's the summary. Your legs are strong. Use them. But remember, they're only as good as your ability to close distance. And if your opponent controls distance better than you can close it, your legs don't matter. One of the martial arts instructors came over. Mr. Ali, that was incredible. Thank you. Can I ask you something? You talk about footwork, but isn't that what martial arts teach too? Absolutely. Good martial artists understand footwork, but boxing lives on it. Every second of a boxing match is about feet, where they are, where they're going, how they create angles. We don't have kicks to fall back on. We only have position, so we master it. Danny extended his hand. I apologize for what I said about boxing being limited. Ali shook his hand. Don't apologize for having an opinion. Just be willing to test it. You tested yours today. That takes courage. I failed the test. No. You learned from the test. That's different. Failure is when you learn nothing. You learn that footwork beats flashy techniques. That's valuable. Over the next hour, people kept coming up to Danny, asking what it was like, what he learned. Danny's answer was always the same. I learned that Muhammad Ali doesn't need to kick to beat a kickboxer. He just needs to make you miss. And he's the best in the world at making you miss. The story spread throughout the martial arts community. The kickboxer who challenged Ali's footwork and learned why Ali was called the greatest. Danny Chen went on to have a successful career, won several more kickboxing titles, but he changed his approach, started focusing more on footwork, on angles, on efficiency. In interviews years later, Danny would say, "Meeting Muhammad Ali changed how I fight. I used to think more weapons meant more power. Ali showed me that one perfect weapon beats 10 mediocre ones." Boxing's limitation is actually its strength. They can't kick, so they mastered everything else. In 1980, Danny opened a gym in Los Angeles, taught kickboxing. But the first thing he taught every student was footwork. Boxing-style footwork. Why are we learning boxing in a kickboxing class? Students would ask. Danny would tell them the story about the day he tried to kick Muhammad Ali and how Ali never threw a punch, never threw a kick, just moved his feet and made Danny look like a beginner. That's why we learn this. Because if you can't land your techniques, they don't matter. And if your opponent can control distance, you'll never land them. Muhammad Ali never talked much about the incident. It wasn't a fight, wasn't even a real challenge, just a teaching moment. Ali had hundreds of those, but for Danny Chen, it was defining. The moment he realized that fighting wasn't about having the most tools, it was about mastering the fundamentals, footwork, distance, timing, angles. Ali had mastered these, spent 30 years perfecting them, and in 2 minutes, he showed a kickboxer that mastery beats versatility. The martial arts community learned something too. That boxing wasn't limited, it was focused. And that focus had created some of the most sophisticated footwork in all of fighting. To this day, kickboxers study Ali's footwork, his ability to make opponents miss, his control of distance and angles, because Ali proved that you don't need to use your legs as weapons if you use them as genius instead. That's the untold story. Not a fight, not a rivalry, just a demonstration. 2 minutes that changed how a kickboxer saw boxing and how the martial arts world understood the phrase, limited, because limited doesn't mean weak. Sometimes it means perfected. Muhammad Ali was limited to punches, but his feet were unlimited, and in the hands or feet of a master, one unlimited thing beats a dozen limited ones. Danny Chen learned that, the hard way, in front of hundreds of people, by chasing a 34-year-old boxer around a circle for 2 minutes and never landing a single technique, and the lesson stayed with him forever. The deadliest weapon isn't the one that looks most dangerous. It's the one you never see coming. For Ali, that weapon was his feet, and for 2 minutes in Los Angeles in 1976, those feet proved that boxing isn't limited. It's just focused on doing one thing better than anyone else in the world, moving.